Are you planning on preparing for a competition? How many years have you been skating? And how are you feeling about your progress so far? What is my current free skate levels? Hi, my name is Jasmine and I'm an adult beginner figure skater and hobby collector that loves to document her progress. So if that is your jam, you should hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And you should also like this video because it really helps me out. Like, it would mean so much to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And on that note, thank you guys so much for 255 subscribers. Like, we've grown so much in the last few months. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, really, thank you. But without further ado, let's get into this video because we are doing a Q&A. I asked you guys for your questions on my program video and you guys gave me the questions. Okay, you guys gave me the questions, so I'm going to be answering them for you. Plus a couple of other ones that came from some other videos that were pretty common questions. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the Q&A. So the first question is, how many years have you been skating? And that is a great question with a very complicated answer. So grab your popcorn and sit down very cozy, okay? Because you're gonna want to hear all of this. Alright, so I officially started learning how to skate back in the fall of 2021, and I basically signed up for Learn to Skate group lessons, and it came with 30 minutes of lesson and 30 minutes of practice. And that's literally all I got because it was still during the pandemic, things were still limited, so I was going once a week, and because I couldn't really practice, I didn't really grow very fast. I was basically just still doing my basic 1, basic 2 skills. So I did that for maybe until mid-February of 2022, and I decided to stop doing group lessons and start doing private lessons. And I made some more improvements there, but I honestly was skating really off and on in 2022 for a lot of reasons. And I also injured myself quite a bit in 2022, not related to skating, but just I'm prone to injury. So I really didn't progress too much in that time. And then I unfortunately injured my back at the very beginning of 2023 because of all of my different muscle imbalances and weaknesses that accumulated during the pandemic from being sedentary and such. And I was doing all these fitness activities, not realizing I had these imbalances and that my posture was bad. So I had done some real damage to my back. So one day I just couldn't move. And I'm starting to feel real sad talking about this. So yeah, I was in so much pain and I couldn't skate, I couldn't do daily living tasks, and I was just kind of just bedridden or on the couch, and I was just stuck there, especially for the first 2 weeks that this was happening. I was on muscle relaxants and I was stuck in bed. The only time I left bed was to use the bathroom, and it was such a struggle to get to the bathroom because I would be just trying so hard to make these micro movements and they kept failing, and I would bump into stuff because I was so focused on things, and I would scream from the pain. It was so bad. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if I would ever be able to skate again, if I would be able to do any sort of fitness stuff again, or if, you know, I could even just continue life the way I wanted to. But after some time of resting, I eventually started doing PT, and I was just really focusing on exercising and building strength after it became safe to do so. So I worked really hard off and on because healing is exhausting, and because I was able to do that, I got to a place where I was like, okay, I'm tired of not doing the things that bring me joy. And I said, you know what, YOLO, we're gonna go and do ice skating again. So I signed up for group lessons in March of 2024. And I was so scared because I was like, I am at the stage where I think I would call myself maybe 80% recovered. But I was just like, I need to do something for myself, and skating makes me so happy, and I'm just gonna see what happens, and hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, nothing happens. So I started skating. I signed up for group lessons. It was once a week of 30-minute lessons, and the rink I was going to gave a whole bunch of public skating passes. So I would go to the rink and I would practice. just being able to show up to these classes and to just practice and all that brought me so much joy. So to answer the question of how many years I've skated, because I had to explain all of that backstory. So where you guys are up to in the vlogs that I posted, because I'm working through a backlog in case you haven't noticed. I just posted up until I think October 9th. So let's start it from when I restarted my journey, because I really had to relearn everything anyway. So it's basically been 6 to 7 months. And if we're talking about where I restarted my journey from March of last year up until now, then I've skated for about a year and a quarter, because I've unfortunately injured myself once again at the end of May. So I haven't practiced since then. I've just been chilling. But I'm gonna be back to it soon, fingers crossed. Also, now that I think about it, since it's been about 6 months of progress that I posted online, would you guys be interested in a 6 months progress video? Let me know in the comments below. So the second question that is very related to the first question is, do you have a rough estimate of how many hours that I've skated? And yes, I do. So I have skated for approximately 73 hours during that period of March through October of 2024. I went back into my calendar and looked through it so I can give you that number. If you want to ask me about how much time I've spent skating back in 2021, 2022, I skated for maybe about 50 to 60 hours. So not a lot considering that was like basically a year and a half-ish. So the next question is, where is the rink that you go to, and is your rink open during the summer? And they also said, your voice is very smooth, soft, and relaxing. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. So the first part was, where's the rink that I go to? So the rink that I was going to in the videos that you've been watching is Aviator Sports in New York City. It has unfortunately closed down in April 2025 of this year. So I have actually just been rink hopping to different rinks depending on where I am. They're everywhere has different times and stuff, so I just skate at different rinks now. And is my rink open during the summer? Yes, all the rinks that I've been going to have been open year-round. So the next question, which I've been asked a few times across different videos, is what is my current free skate level? So my current free skate level is somewhere between level 1 and 3, because I've been working on all the skills in those levels. And I've also been working on my sit spin, which is a baby sit. And also on my adult pre-bronze move in the field test, if that gives you a picture of where I'm at. I just started landing my half luts in the last moments that I was skating back in May. I hope I still have it. And I was actually planning on putting up a video of my current skate level, because you guys voted on it, you wanted to see it. But I unfortunately injured my knee 2 days later, so it's on hold for now. But for now, here's my current skate level. And the next question, which came from one of my friends, hello friend, is how are you feeling about your progress so far? I feel really good about the progress that I've made. I don't know if it's slow or fast relative to other people, but I'm not really about comparing myself to other people. We're all on our own different journeys and have our own different things, so we all just take it as we go. And I'm just really proud of how far I've come. Of course, there are days when I feel more stuck and frustrated with a particular skill, like my spins, like oh my gosh, backspin. And my 3 turns, of course. Like 3 turns are a forever pain. Like I really want them to feel natural already, okay? But I just love learning, and I feel so much joy when I'm on the ice and I'm skating and I'm learning new things and I start figuring things out. Like my brain is just like, oh my gosh, wait, that felt good. Like I think you're doing things right now. I just love the challenge of skating and learning it. I just love skating. Like I feel so free and happy when I skate. And I feel like even more so because I've been injured.
To just keep getting injuries after injuries after injuries.
Let's just hope I don't get any more. But I just feel really fortunate to be able to skate even with all the injuries and stuff, because it accumulated a lot, but I still keep going, you know? Like, I'm not gonna let it stop me. And that's how I know that for me, it's just something that's important to me. It doesn't really matter where I end up or where it goes. It's just skating brings me joy, and that's it, period. Okay, so the next questions are related to my program and competing. So, are you planning on preparing for a competition? So, I am currently not competing. I've never competed before, and I honestly didn't even know that was an option until a lot later. It's something that I'm now interested in starting to pursue, maybe in 2026 or 2027, because of my coach and the other skaters at my rink. Like, they really inspire me, as well as some of the skate YouTubers that I watch, like Kathy Dang and Sophia Leslie and Rachel Liza. Sophia Figure Skates, like watching them with their competitions and their programs, or working towards them, is really inspiring. It makes me think, maybe I should do that too. So I am thinking about it, but it's not like my main goal with skating. I think whether or not I compete in 2026 or 2027 also depends on how fast my injuries heal and how that goes, and if I can pass my move in the field test fast enough. The next question, which kind of piggybacks on the last question, is do you have any plans to compete or perform in a show? So I already answered the question about competing, but for a show, I might do a show. Like, I think maybe I can do one next year. I've never performed a program before, so that would be fun. And actually my main goal of skating is to be able to do pretty choreography to different songs that I love. I just think figure skating is so beautiful, so I want to be able to capture all of that beauty into a performance that I can put on and then record and show to you guys. Like, that's really what I want to do. So performing in a show is very much into that, so I would love to perform in a show. I just don't have any immediate plans to do so, but I'm thinking maybe next spring. That would be cool. I think that's enough time to put something together and to be skilled enough and to be not injured, fingers crossed. So the next question isn't a question, it's a comment that I want to respond to specifically, because I have some questions that I want to answer related to it, if that makes sense. So the comment says, it's great that people can compete at all levels. Yours is a nice program for a beginner. It shows a lot of steps you have already learned. It just needs some polishing. And I agree. So the program that I showed you guys in my video was actually never meant for competing or for a show. I believe the intention was for me to not learn things in isolation completely. So even from the day that I started learning with this coach, this is my first coach, she started giving me this program from like the day that I started taking private lessons with her, and it has just been gradually changing. Like, every time I learned something new, things changed. Like, I'm pretty sure like it just had a whole bunch of swizzles at the very beginning. So this program was really just meant to grow with me and for me to learn how to do stuff without just doing it in isolation, which is something I haven't done in a long time. And my current coach is like, yeah, he gotta be able to do stuff outside of isolation because I'm afraid of speed. So that was the purpose of that program. And to be honest, we didn't even have a song that was set for all this stuff. Like, my coach at that time, she would change a song like every month. Like, it was not like a program. It was just for me to practice, for me to become better at moving and to be able to tie things together. Like, it's a very important skill in skating to do so. So I really appreciate my first coach for that. And on that note, the song I used in my video actually wasn't anything related to my program. I just found a non-copyright song that I thought fit pretty well. By the way, if you haven't seen my program, you should go check it out. I'll link it up above somewhere over here so you can check it out, and I'll also have it in the description box below. Thank you all so much for your questions and sweet comments. They really mean so much to me. And also thank you again for 255 subscribers. And it was so nice to chat with you all in the present day. So let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I just talk to you one-on-one, just like this. Let me know, because I have lots of ideas coming. And also let me know if you want to see that 6-month progress video, because I will leave it right here if you want to see it. But in the meantime, catch up with my figure skating progress, and also make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I have so much to share with you all and some exciting updates coming very, very soon. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!